don't you guys tell us a little bit about who you are and just give us a quick background story about why you guys started up?
Yeah, that'd be great. My name is James Casey. I'm one of the owners of Greentek Property Solutions. I'm originally from upstate New York. I moved down here when I was 21 years old. Just came down here because I had a family member that moved down here, was going to college. I wanted the opportunity to just kind of, get some change in my life, see if I could, potentially, start something of my own. I come from a family that owns restaurants, so, I just wanted to come down here, maybe potentially start something. I wasn't really planning on starting a restaurant, but I knew I wanted to start something. So I was told by a couple of individuals that, I'd be good at sales, so I took a job selling insurance. Didn't really work out, but it wasn't too long before I was actually approached by somebody that owned a restoration company. And what they did is they told me that the experience that I got from selling insurance, I could apply that experience to what I'm doing here. And it turns out that, I took the job and I was actually pretty good at it. And what I was doing is I was working with homeowners that were affected by storm damage, which we have a lot in Florida. And I was giving them advice about how to handle their insurance process, and then ultimately once the claim was approved, we were doing the work. And after doing that for about 3 years, I worked at another company. I was a general manager. I worked my way up to being the head salesman. And then I eventually, I met John, and John's my business partner. He worked there as well. And, having worked at this company, we kind of had an idea of what it meant to run a business. We hadn't done it ourselves, but we understood what it meant to run a business, how to do it the right way. How to take care of the people that, that give you the opportunity to earn their business. And having said that, we decided that we wanted to strike it out on our own and we wanted to go out and start our own business. And that's kind of what we wanted to talk, about today.
Yeah. Well, my name's John Franco. I am James Casey's business partner. I grew up in the state of Florida in a small town called Sassa, Florida. Being a native in Florida, I'm very familiar with a lot of the storms that have affected my neighbors and the community, and not too familiar with the restoration business. I met James Casey at another company that we worked for before we started Greentek Property Solutions, and the reason why we teamed up because we wanted to set ourselves apart from the other companies that are out there, and we want to help the community one roof at a time by providing a solution to the homeowners and being able to achieve the number one goal, which is customer service, workmanship, and the trust involved with our customers. And 100%, 110%, we provide those services in each individual. And with our team together, we do that to all of our customers. We treat all our customers like family.
Okay. Yeah, and you can totally tell we've had your Rockstar team members in here today just telling us about the explosive growth that you guys have had over the past couple of years and outgrowing offices and things like that. But could you take us back to the early days and just tell us a little bit about what it was like?
Yeah, of course. And that's, what most people don't see. Even though we're a reputable company, we've been able to establish ourselves in the Bay Area and the surrounding counties. Where we came from was back of a doctor's office, me and James just had a vision, had a dream to build something, and from the grace of God, we were surprised where we came from. Before we accomplished so much in a matter of 2 years, and we've had a lot of stepping stones. We've had a lot of troubles at times, but we came through it. We got past it, and here we are. We provide work for many families, that within our company. We have over 14 employees. We have crews that we hire on that does a lot of our workmanship that we've built relationships with. Coming from a one little room facility to being able to have a storage space and have multiple offices is just a blessing, and we worked hard towards it. And the only way we worked towards it was be able to put the trust in our customers and being able to do workmanship and staying behind our work. And that's why we are growing so fast. I think we got a lot more growth ahead of us.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned something about the things that you guys have learned along the way, some roadblocks and obstacles you've had to get around. Is that something you could speak to and challenges you face?
Yeah, I mean, when you start a business for your first time, it's not easy. The reality is you're gonna have hurdles, and what I've learned is that you pretty much fail every single day. But if you have the goal of trying to just succeed, at least 1% of the day, typically that makes up for the other 99% that you failed. And as a result, you get some traction. And once you get some traction, then ultimately, you start to see, the results that you've been aiming towards, the goals. So early out, our business was started. We actually started right after Hurricane Irma came through, and we don't tell the story often, but we almost had to shut down about 8 months in, and we almost had to shut down because what we had done is we had took on so much business that we actually ran a tab up with our supplier that was close to $500,000. Now our supplier, it was an error in the system. We only had a $20,000 supplier amount, and what had happened is they had allowed our growth to just we had just taken on so much debt as a result of just doing so much work, and we didn't know we were paying them along, but we were just doing more work than in terms of how much we were paying.
And the insurance company pays slow.
Yeah, and in being in our business, you tend to get a little bit up front and a lot on the back end. And so we had to learn very quick, how to manage our books, and there's nothing like getting a phone call that says, hey, you owe us $200,000 by Friday, or we're not going to extend you any more credit, and ultimately we made it through that, but from that situation, what we learned was that it's not all about doing, as much business as you can. It's about handling the jobs the right way, following through on what you said you're going to follow through on your customer, and then ultimately once you've done that, then you progress and you do more work, but it's one job at a time. And the bigger you get, you got to keep those principles. And I think that's really what separates us. Yes, we have dreams and aspirations to be one of the biggest, but, we're not going to forget how we got there. And how we got there is by, is by remembering, that the people that are doing business with us, they're the ones that give us this opportunity. They're the ones that have, that have allowed us to be where we are today,
And you just hear that all throughout the conversations that we've had with your employees, is that it's ultra focused on the customer, it's ultra focused on what they need, and providing that to them first and foremost before anything else. So could you guys talk to us a little bit about the culture and how you guys have developed that through your team members and some things that are important to you guys?
Yeah.
You want to touch base on that?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, one thing, like I was telling you, we provide a lot of work for our employees. They do come first as well, besides the customer. And the culture that we bring to them is, we are very family based. We have a lot of outings with our team. We want to show them that we care just as much about them as we care for our customers. We allow them opportunities to grow within our business. Because for me, I am very complacent if I can't go any further, and that's one of the reasons why me and James teamed up, is because we have this big vision ahead of ourselves, and we're like-minded. We get very complacent and bored if we just stay in one place in life. The goal in life is to be able to succeed in all areas, not only financially, but also in other areas, spiritually, physically, and being able to just build relationships within our company and our culture, and that's what we try to do for all our employees. We show them that we care by doing so.
Yeah, and I'll even add to that. One of the things that I've recognized is that in order to grow as an organization, you need to make sure your people are growing, as well. So we put an emphasis on company meetings, training, making sure our people not only we've been growing as a company, but also that our people are growing as individuals. So I've learned that the more knowledge you give people, the more respect, the more space you give them to grow, the more that ultimately that they're going to put back into the organization. So you would think that an organization like ours, we have a big turnover rate, and in some areas we do. But as the president of sales, I'm very proud of the fact that in my side of the department, we don't have a high turnover rate. If somebody comes to work for my company, typically they stay. And the reason is because we put money into them. We train them. We take them out. We show them what it is. What it is to live in and do this business. This is a lifestyle. I don't like to call this a job. It's not. When you wake up in the morning, you take on this. You take on a new customer. This is a customer that you might have for life. So what that means is that, they might call, you might finish up your business in a year, but they might have another hurricane that comes through in 10 years that damages the property, and they're going to call you if you did right by them. So it takes a certain type of, company culture, for people to think that long term. But I really push for people to think long term, and to think more or less about, what they can do for their community rather than just for themselves,
Yep.
That's amazing. And on that note of the future, of the vision, would you guys like to talk a little bit about, what 1 year from now looks like, what 5 years from now looks like, ultimately what your vision for Greentek is?
Yeah, I mean, our vision, and me and James touched on this recently, our vision in a year from now is to be able to have a fleet of vehicles to be able to service the community, to be able to have more employees, to be able to give the community something that we have to offer. And also, we just started this recently where we gave a free roof away, and we're planning on doing that at least once or twice a year. And the only way we can do that is by giving back, and being able to continue to service our customers, doing right by them. And as they allow us to service them, we're servicing the ones that are in need as well, that can't afford a roof, that may not have insurance to pay for the roof. So we're giving back to the community as well.
Yep.
And that's, the whole thing about being in business. It's not about the money. It's about what difference can we make, with what's around us.
Yeah, no, I think about that question honestly every single day. And I think about it so much just because I know the responsibility that I have. Yeah, we have 10 people, 10 people that work in the office every day. We have 7 salespeople, we have 3 crews, and every single person relies to get paid by this company every week. And so I sleep well at night knowing that I'm providing, for all these people. But I also sometimes I have trouble sleeping, and I think about, whether my vision is big enough. Are we providing a big enough vision to where, where we can, help maybe 100 people or 200 or 500, so, but we're taking these steps and we're taking them one day at a time. So what we have next is we just purchased our own office building. Greentek is going to be moving, we're pulling up stakes, we're moving down the street, we're moving into a 4,000 foot space, which is going to have give us the ability to have a staff of 25 in-house people just in the office, which essentially would give us the ability to about triple in size. But that's all well and great, but without the fundamentals, of what it takes to get there, what I've always said is that Greentek, what makes us great is that our goal is to just save customers money. So how I see it is, yes, restoration is, the vehicle we use to do that, but we're also interested in energy efficiency.
Yes.
We're interested in real estate. I mean, there's all these different things, so I think as long as we continuously strive to just provide our customers with great products, great customer service, and at an affordable price to where they're saving money versus our competitors, I think we're not going to have any problem getting to maybe 1,000 employees, but we need to just do it one step at a time and just remember that the people who are with us now, we just need to do right by them. The same thing with our customers, and I don't think we'll have any problem, getting to where we want to go.
Wow, I'm impressed. And as you guys are growing, like you said, you're going to have more space for new opportunities, for more employees. Just real quick, why would someone want to work here?
Yeah, you mind if I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I mean, why wouldn't you want to work here? I mean, seriously, I could give you a lot of reasons why you wouldn't. Long hours, but I'll talk about why you would want to work here. I've worked a lot of jobs. My first job I had when I was 6 years old. My father owned a restaurant. It wasn't child labor. He would have me come in on the weekends and he would have me clean. And he would pay me minimum wage, so I was one of those kids growing up that always had money in my pocket, but I always worked for it. So, one of the reasons why, when I bring on somebody new, one of the things that I talk about is just, you're gonna have a lot of freedom, when you're in this industry, because, a lot of it is just, you're just working hard, you're out in the field on your own. But the best thing about this is, you know, you have the ability to really change people's lives in terms of the customers that you provide a service for. You know, so what I say is if you focus on the people that, you know, you're providing services for, you're going to be able to change as many, you know, you're going to be able to change a lot of people's lives, but you're also going to be able to change yours. And there's not many jobs where you can do that. You know, if you go work for somebody that's paying you an hourly wage, you know, they determine your fate. Here, you determine your fate. And why? Because you get a fair share of what you bring in, you know, and I think that's great, you know, and you know, as an American, I mean, I hate to get corny, but, you know, but I think that's the American dream. I think that if you're providing, you know, if you're bringing business in for a company, I think you should get a fair share of what you're bringing in. And that's what we do for each and every person that comes here. And we provide them the benefits as well. You know, so if you were interested in coming to work here, you know, I would talk about that, you know, and I would kind of go into detail about what separates us from every other company out there. Because I think we stand alone in terms of, you know, what we can offer versus what everybody else offers.
Yeah, and bottom line, you know, and we're not about the bottom dollar. You know, we take care of our employees. You know, we provide benefits for them. We provide vacation time for them. You know, we provide so many things that most companies in the restoration business does not. You know, we have some employees that came from other roofing companies, other restoration companies that don't offer the benefits that we do. And the reason why we offer it, because we want to, you know, give them something to work towards, and we want to give them that incentive. And not only that is the life-changing events. You know, it gives me goosebumps to see people that come and work for us, and they were struggling, and we gave them an opportunity. We had faith in them. We trusted in them. We show them, you know, the ropes and how to be able to establish a successful life in this industry. And you see them evolve. You see them, you know, buying, you know, going and getting another vehicle, being able to get a house, you know, being able to see their kids again because they couldn't have, you know, afford before, and now they're able to bring them down. Like, I've seen that, you know, and it gives me goosebumps thinking about it, because I was able to have faith in someone, see the good in them, and knowing that they wanted this lifestyle, and to be able to, you know, show them something. And then out here, they're still with us, you know, so, yeah.
I think I speak for everybody watching when I say thank you for sharing that with us. That was
Yeah.
absolutely riveting. Just is there any closing remarks? Anything else you guys would like to add? Anything you'd like to say to your audience?
Yeah, I mean, I would just, for one, I'd like to thank you for, you know, taking the time to watch this. I mean, obviously, you know, we're in Tampa. You know, we're out here providing. You know, we're working in all the neighborhoods. You know, we're trying to provide you know, we're trying to make as big of an impact as we can. So, you know, feel free to reach out to us. You know, whether, you know, you have any questions regarding your roof. Doesn't matter if you're doing business with us. Everybody here is here to help. You know, and if you ever see us, say hi. You know, I'm going to be out in the neighborhoods. I'm constantly working. You know, so I'm very open to talk to anybody when I come across them. You know, and I'm always looking for a good conversation. So it was a pleasure meeting you today.
Definitely. Thank you.